So other chords that you can use as well as the 1, 4, and 5 in the jazz blues. Of course, we have this first now. We did have the other chords added in, like chromatic chords, but what we're going to be talking about now is not just chords that we use as passing chords, like, or approach chords rather. Dan, dan, dan. So these are all those are all just like approach chords or passing chords. And what we're going to be talking about is actually chords that you play as replacements for the other chords. So I'm just going to play through one example. A very common turnaround is called at the end. So you go dan, dan. Also standard blues, like the most basic version of blues would be to have this one chord for 4 bars. So 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, and 3, 2, 3, 4, and 4, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and then go to 2 bars, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 bars of the 1 again. But you can. What's very common, because this is so long, to have 4 bars of that is to have straight away after 1 bar because then when you do that, then you've only got 2 bars of the 1 again, rather than having the whole 4 bars. It makes it a bit more interesting. And of course it means, because you've got more chord changes, you can do more fun stuff like I should also mention that you can add in, you can alternate between the 1 and 5 quite often as well. So when you've got the 1 for a whole bar, you can add in the 5 for 2 beats of that bar, and it sounds good. So you can have 1. See, so we got, this is actually like 1 bar, a whole bar of the 1 chord, but then we're using the 5 chords as like a passing chord for 2 beats. So you can do it again. This is one of the cool things that I like to do with that. You do that 2 bars of the 1 chord, but then when you do it this time, the second time you go back to the 1 chord, but you suspend the 4. And what this does is that it sounds like a 2/5 going into the 4 chord, like. Because it is essentially just with the bass notes, without the bass notes changing, because you've got, so 1, 2, this is from the top again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2. So yeah, we haven't really added too much other chords other than the 1, 4, and 5, but those are what you can do. Okay, part 2 is doing the turnaround now that I was going to do before, but I didn't. I forgot to do it. Oh well. Sorry. So what happens is you got this. You can listen back to it and see. But the cool thing about this thing, this turnaround, is that you can do the same cool things like as you did with the other ones, and with these two chords, because these are actually substitute chords, the G7 and C7. You see, we've already had the F7, so the only two chords that we're adding in now are the G7 and C7. These are substitute chords because diatonically they would be minor 7 chords, and you can actually use them because they have this nice sort of clean sound. So. But when you add the 7s in, it gives you more options for making it sound really gritty, like. You can do all sorts of. So you can substitute those with any of the ones that you used before. So you can decide that you're going to make this one altered, like having a flat 9. Sorry, the G7 with a flat 9. And then you can make the C not altered, so just with the regular 9. And then you can do the F altered again, because it does this cool the. But then also you can do. And then with the C you can do. I can't remember what I do for that one. Let's not do that one. But you can. That's a good option. What else? You can make the C altered instead of the G, so. Oh, I did that one before. That's actually quite a lot to do for now. But there was one other option that you can do. What is it? Well, there's lots more other things you can do, but. me see if I can figure out. That was it, yes. As well as adding in the G and the C, you can go ba, ba, the 1 to the 4, then to D, so you got this, it's called a circle of going down in fifths from here. And then it starts to get more complicated if you want it to be. Not more complicated really, because it's really all we're doing is then adding new chords and then thinking about what options we can use to exchange those chords for other replacement chords. So video 3 that will be.